What's going on, fellow redliners? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, and I got a fun one for you guys today. As you guys can see, or maybe you can't see, we got a FabSpeed exhaust here, sitting pretty. There it is. We are finally doing the C8 cat delete. As you guys saw, there are no cats. I went for the straight cat delete. Oh boy, that is bright. The sun was beaming right in my eye. So I'm gonna be attempting to do this install myself. I don't know how well that's gonna go. I'm gonna at least attempt it. It should be fairly straightforward, but you know, we'll see what happens. For now, I'm just gonna go get some heat in the engine. Oh, actually, that's probably a bad idea because the exhaust is gonna be hot. I want to do before and after clips for you guys. So let me think about how to do that. I will move the box out of the way, go to a location in Mexico, do some before clips, and then once hopefully we get the exhaust installed, I'll do the after clips for you guys. Today's video is gonna be a lot of fun. You don't want to miss a single minute of it. Guys, first and foremost, I want to give a huge shout out to FabSpeed for this awesome system. They're also hooking you guys up. So I got a whole bunch of stuff to give away here. They sent me a bunch of these keychains, a bunch of these decals. They sent me big, massive FabSpeed decals. You guys can see that there. These keychains too. You guys can see that. There's some decals in there. And it says remove before flight. Really, really cool. I got a whole bunch inside too. And obviously they sent me the pipes. What they also sent me is 10% off, which is incredible. So any of you guys that go to FabSpeed, whether you buy stuff for the C8, buy stuff for your Porsche, McLaren, whatever kind of exotic they do, obviously you guys know FabSpeed, they do high-end stuff. Whatever you guys want, just enter the code redliner in it, and you know they'll do 10% right off the top of the order. So that is absolutely incredible. On top of obviously the giveaway, so I got to figure out how I'm going to give this stuff away. I'm probably going to just do something on Instagram. So follow me if you don't, the.redliner. I'll put something in my story and I'll give it away. I'll pay for the shipping anywhere in North America. You know, if you want the decals, if you want the keychains, whatever, and then you guys have that 10% off as well. So before I even wanted to start the video, I wanted to give a huge shout out to the FabSpeed team. Thank you very much. All right, guys, it's official. The last cold start on the stock exhaust system. It is on the track mode right now. So loudest possible mode. Just get some focus here. Double click that. Let's hear it. As you guys can see, fumes from there and there, meaning the inside valves are closed. All right, guys, we've come to this really abandoned warehouse, probably because of COVID. There's, I don't know, maybe people use this before, I don't know. It's pretty far away from my place. There is some heat in the engine. I figured I'd set you guys down and then I'd do a little test to show you guys what the stock system looks like. So I'll keep the exhaust on track mode and then I'll blip it to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, and 7,000, letting it go back to idle every single time. So you guys get a good understanding what the stock system looks like. And I'll repeat the same process with, you know, the aftermarket system. So here we go. For reference, this is 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, 5, 6, roughly 7 feet away. I'm gonna do the same test afterwards. Here we go. All right, guys, I put my phone right here so that you guys can see the decibel as I do a similar test again. You can see as I'm talking, the volume, look, as I get closer, the decibel readings go up. As I don't say anything, it kind of stabilizes at around 80. So let's give it a go. across well on video. Alright guys, there you guys have it, first-hand reading. I hope the picture on the cell phone came through. I was using my work cell phone to hold up my personal cell phone to film that, so I hope you guys could see it. I'm gonna do the exact same test, obviously, after we do the install. Let's head back home and let's try this install. Guys, I'm seriously regretting doing that rev time because the engine is absolutely smoking now, and I'm gonna have to be working back here. But I think the first thing we gotta do is remove this. Oh, actually, there it goes. Okay, here it comes out pretty nicely. Okay, let's put that in the trunk liner. Let's get the rest of it out. Boom. That was pretty straightforward. Okay, the next thing we wanna do, figure out how to remove this trunk liner. I'm gonna try and figure things out here, and I will come back to you guys. Okay, so I played around with it a little bit and figured something out. So you see these pieces, this piece right here, it's actually a screw that holds the stuff in. So once you open that, you can open this guy out like that, and then so I'm just gonna go ahead and remove this. Likely you'll have to unhook this. I'm not sure. I think this is what's holding this piece, because you can see they're kind of interconnected like that. So I'm gonna go do that. Obviously this is the next piece, so you just kind of turn it like this, and it, you know, there you go, boom, and it falls out like that, and then this thing becomes looser. All right, thankfully my assumptions were correct. So you just need an Allen key set. This is the one that opened it up. Let me see if I can get focus on that. No, too small. But anyways, you can figure it out. You just trial and error. But that comes out, and then you gotta, I guess, remove all of these to remove this whole piece. I'm gonna try and remove this one first. Let me show you the remove pieces. So you can see that's where that sat there. Obviously, you have your four bolts there. I'm gonna remove the other piece, and then I believe what we're gonna try and do is just remove this, just so we can have access to that area where you can remove that cat. I want to tell you guys, be really careful. You have your light system here, so you don't want to pull on this because it's a really tight wire on the side. So just be real careful. I'm going to continue here and then eventually get these ones and hopefully remove that, and then that would be the end of that. We'll see. Again, I'm a finance guy, guys. This is totally out of my realm, but if I'm able to do it, I'm gonna try. All right, so I got a little bit of light in here. So basically, I've removed this. Now you can see everything underneath. I'm gonna try and actually keep this piece in as best I can, because I think you can kind of just push it to the side and open that little area there. I don't know if you can see the bolts there. Yeah. So that's the next step. Remove all these bolts to remove this entire compartment, leaving everything else intact, because you shouldn't need to open everything else. All you need is just this compartment so that you can get to that cat right there. So let's give that a go. Guys, 600 screws later, like, I don't know why they needed so many damn screws. I removed the piece. It's right here under the C7. There it is. So yeah, just maybe a piece of advice from me. If you guys want to do this at home, go buy a little tool like this that fits into a drill head. It'll make it much easier. I don't unfortunately have one, so all of them by hand, you're kind of just sitting there and trying to remove them, and in the process you're kind of leaning over and kind of hurting your back a little bit. So just to make things quicker and easier for you guys, if you guys decide to do it at home, yeah, you can just do that. Now we're greeted, once we have that out, you're greeted with the stock airbox. So now I need to figure out how to disconnect this, and I believe once this is done, this should be the last piece of the puzzle here, because if I'm not mistaken, let me see if I can get you guys a good angle. Once that's done, you have perfect access to the cats, which are right there, and obviously right there on the other side. But I need to figure out how to get this stock airbox out. So the next thing that I did was I removed the two coupler or the flex pipe things that feed air into the intake from, I'm pretty confident that it just basically channels the air from that duct and then brings it into that intake there. Really, really cool to kind of see how this all fits, and you can see the intake right in there. I'm not gonna bother opening this because I don't see the need to. Now I say that now, I'm not a mechanic, guys. I'm you know, it takes me a while between clip cuts. For you guys, it's like, you know, instantaneous. I go all around, see logically what I think the next step is. And obviously at the time of filming this, the car is brand new, so there are no tutorials or anything like that where I can see what people are doing. It's really me and me. It's really just me, guys. So I'm just trying to now see what the next step is. I don't know why this is so rigid and where it's tightened on, but that is the DCT, which is really cool. I don't know if you guys have seen one before. I've seen my GTR one when we took it out and replaced it, and it looks very similar to that, obviously. So let me try and figure out how I can get this guy out of there, and I will come back and show you guys. Guys, this is probably 2.5 hours later. I got the airbox off. The biggest pain, it's all, you see all these clips here? Like that, this, that, like, I don't know, I'm probably missing stuff. Now, there's more on this side, another sensor and clip on that side there. Those all kind of tuck, you see all these little spots there, or like that, there. And, you know, if you don't have the right tools, it's going to take you a long time. I was using the pliers and just wiggling it out slowly, trying my best not to break it, because obviously I didn't want to break it. But obviously if you have a tool like it, I'd recommend, if you want to do it yourself, get a pry tool, and then it'll you know, help and go out much easier than, you know, the 2.5 hours that it took me to get this out. What a pain. I actually initially started removing the bolts on this, thinking, you can actually see it here, I left it out, thinking that this needs to come off. It doesn't. You can actually leave this closed. It's just removing all the clips that's the biggest pain in the butt. Besides that, you know, you also have to loosen this up, because that's the clamp there. And now we're going to move on to unscrewing the stock. Now, the whole point of that, obviously, was to gain access to the cats. So now we've started unscrewing this here to separate this out. Now, you do need a special tool to get these O2 sensors out. So I actually called my buddy, my GTR tech, Steve, Tune Motorsports. You guys have seen me there many times with the with my other Corvettes, with the GTR. So he's actually on his way to come and get these, making a house call like 10:30 at night. That's a real guy. So go, if you guys don't know Tune Motorsports and are in Ottawa, go give them a thumbs up on their Facebook page. Go give them a good review, because he's coming over 10:30 at night to try and help me finish this. So big shout out to him. Thank you, Steve. I know you watch the videos. Thank you so much. Yeah, when you know, I'm gonna try and unbolt as much as I can until he comes out, so that comes over, then we can take these out with a special tool. So Steve came over. It's been 35 seconds. He already has the O2 sensors out. I think he already unscrewed that. You need that tool there. You need like a big tall. Oh yeah, it's cut out. I see. That's really neat. And then put my phone off. There we go. That comes out like that. There we go.
I think you're gonna need a new bolt.
They gave all new bolts.
Oh, that's right. That's on the actual cap, so you're good.
What's next? Next, you have you got to remove the heat shield just a little bit, so that you can gain access to one of the bolts behind there to remove the cap. So that's what Steve's working on now. And again, if you guys didn't hear earlier, Tune Motorsports, it's on a shirt. Go give them a follow on Facebook. Check them out. Instagram too. Tune Motorsports. Look guys, look at what time it is. It's 10:24 p.m. and I called him over and he came over. Like that's a good friend. That's just good business. Like he's a great guy. So please go follow them. So Steve's gonna take that top O2 sensor off just so he can gain access to the bolt with the with his electronic gadgets. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, you unplugged it. Okay, I see. And that's how they come out. FYI. Man, it's been like 5 minutes. Half the engine's already torn apart. If it was me, it'd be 3 hours.
15.
So we're at the cat removal stage. All the bolts and nuts are out. Steve went like crazy. It's basically in 10 minutes, everything's out. Now he's just trying to get these bolts out. Let me go. Do you want? Hang on. So this one, you got to watch out because there's 3 nuts. Steve's still trying.
It's almost out. You can see it from here. Watch your fingers.
Nope.
There we go.
That's out. There we go.
There we go.
Holy shit. That was a tight. You got to really push and compress that flex pipe on the catback. Look at that thing.
Number 1.
Holy, this is like
Heavy.
40, 50 pounds. What do you think this weighs? 40 pounds?
Yeah, that's good. Weighs as much as babies.
Look at the inside. See if you can. Actually, let me go here with the lights coming in. Look at that. Look how dense that is, probably.
Very clean.
Yeah, it is one. Have you ever seen a cat that clean?
Yep. Brand new one.
Yeah. So the 2 cats are out here. So I don't know if you guys saw on the video, but you really have to compress that in order to pull the 2 cats out. This one's the hardest one because this one has 3 bolts. It has a 3rd one down there. The other one only has 2. But now you can go ahead, and again, big thanks to Steve for firing it up. Now all you have to do is replace it with the whatever you guys get. In this case, obviously the FabSpeed one, which is going to sound absolutely incredible. So we'll get that in there. All right, so Steve got the 2 ones kind of prepped, and he was actually explaining something to me that I think is important.
So if the kit doesn't come with any lock washers, and it only comes with 1 washer per side, so these.
Let me just get some detail on that. Focus. There you go. Yeah.
So these will lock the nut in place. So it'll make it easier installation. Once this is tight enough, you won't have to hold this. It'll actually just stay where it is, and you can tighten the one, just the nut side.
Awesome. So there you guys go. Let's see if I can get some angle on where he's putting that in. And you'll see a gap there. Let me get out of the light here. You'll see a little gap there. That's because the catback moves a lot. So he was telling me that you can just kind of push it back.
Pull up when
it'll pull up nicely. So it's a big flex pipe under here. I don't know if you can probably see it there. They designed it that way to absorb the harshness and stuff like that. And there you guys go. Look at them go. Since we went catless, FabSpeed got this cool micro cat basically. Let me see if I can get focus on that. You can maybe see the micro cat in there, but essentially this plugs into there, and then that plugs into the bottom piece to trick the computer, the ECU, into thinking the cat, because it's going to go through this thinking that, there's a cat on there. So really, really cool system. That's what makes this system unique, and that's why you don't need to do the sport cats if you want to run catless without having to tune your car. Obviously, they haven't broken the ECU at the time of filming, so this is the perfect solution. And I'll show you guys how to do that. Everything, by the way, has been bolted up. Steve had no problem bringing that cat up. Fitment was great. Yeah, it's very, very easy to install and take off these bolts, obviously. The hardest piece was most certainly getting that airbox off. And I definitely couldn't have done it without Steve. And one thing well, there's many things I couldn't have done, but you definitely need the specific tool to take the O2 sensors off. So just keep that in mind. So you get the micro cat like that, and then you basically untwist. So that little piece right there, that's the cat itself. That's really, really cool. Steve's impressed, so
It's nice. Very nice.
And you spin that in there.
And I believe these face upwards.
Yes, yeah, I think so. It's because of the airbox. And then that goes, I mean, it's an angle from here. And then those just, that's really cool. And then the last piece is obviously your sensor itself, which just plugs in at the top there. So as far as the sensor is concerned, you have a cat because it's going through that cat, even though that's secondary to the actual cat itself, or the bypass itself, which is really cool, neat design. No one on the market does this besides FabSpeed that I know of anyways, and I don't think anyone does it that I don't know of. So really, really cool. So Steve has everything kind of set up here. You can see the micro cat right there and right there. They're both lined up nicely. And then the O2 sensor is sitting right at the top there. And then that hose is connected. He already connected that up. He's just tightening I think he's tightening, he's tightening the primary O2 sensor. And then it's the fun part of putting this thing back in. Everything is finally in, and yes, it took Steve maybe half an hour to do this?
45 minutes.
45 minutes to do that? Yeah. I'm telling you guys, the intake is the hardest part to just, having to plug all the connectors back in, figuring out the right spots, making sure everything's sat nice. But there's the finished product. I don't know how much you can see because everything's kind of tucked back in. The only thing left is putting the carpet back in, which I can easily do, as you guys saw me take that out earlier. But yeah, that's going to conclude it. Big thanks to Steve. Give him a big go support his business. He absolutely phenomenal. Like, look at this. Look at what time it is. It's 12:46 a.m. That's unbelievable. So thanks, Steve. Like, I called him at 10 or something. Like, I don't even know what time I called him at, but he came over and did it for me. So next video, I'll reveal the cold start. You guys aren't going to see that. Thank you guys for watching. Please go show your love to Steve. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next video.